What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review, or Championship Monday, as it is themed tonight on the show. 4 titles on the line. How does this work out? We'll see what happens tonight. But a lot of things happening on Monday Night Raw, with some, there's a lot of news going on in wrestling right now. But like I said, we're going to focus on Monday Night Raw here. But we do kick off the show with Drew McIntyre, who was out there, the WWE Champion. Pretty much wondering, I guess, who his next challenger was going to be as he welcomed everybody to Raw. Next thing you know, Dolph Ziggler shows up on Raw. I did read that he was traded to Monday Night Raw, but Ziggler did bring it up himself that, him and AJ Styles traded, but it was announced that both him and Robert Roode were traded for AJ Styles, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Number one, I even said this a couple weeks ago, why the hell would you even trade AJ Styles in general to another show? That's a very bad pick. And trading him for both Ziggler and Roode, that's not a very good pick. And we haven't even seen Bobby Roode or Robert Roode or whatever in God knows how long. I think you can make it up here now since they, like I said, restricted, well, not restricted, but lessen those restrictions in Canada on traveling and whatnot. But, yeah, not the best trade, honestly, for AJ for Ziggler and Roode. And then you trade it for 2. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So you give us these 2 guys, but SmackDown end up getting the better pick, which is AJ, just for Roode and Ziggler. I don't know. But Ziggler pretty much says, he got the better deal on Raw, and that, I would hate to see you lose that title before you even arrive. Ziggler pretty much went on to talk about McIntyre, saying that, you were fired from your previous run in WWE, but now look at you now. And pretty much I brought you back to Raw, and that we became a dominant tag team at one point, and now you are the dominant WWE champion because of me. So yes, it should have been me, Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me. Dolph Ziggler has returned again. Ziggler pretty much went on to talk about he is owed a WWE title shot, and Drew pretty much went on to say that, you become an entitled jackass. I think the world owes you something, and listen, I need an opponent for Extreme Rules, so I'm gonna give you that title shot, basically. Pretty much says, you know what? You will be facing me for the WWE title, so apparently that you can just come to Monday Night Raw and get a title shot. So Ziggler was traded from SmackDown to Raw, and all he had to do was just ask for a WWE title shot, and he gets it for free, which makes no sense. And honestly, this isn't much of a threat to Drew for the title. I'm sure it'll be a very good match between both of these guys, but let's be honest here. Who really believes Dolph Ziggler has any chance of even going for a WWE title shot, or any type of world title shot in general, almost at this stage of the game and right now? Because it's not like anybody really kind of gives a shit about Dolph Ziggler right now anyways. And okay, we put him on Raw. Is it going to make it any better? Is it? I'm very seriously, is it going to make it any better? Because I'm not seeing it, and basically, we're just giving out title shots, it looks like. Hey, I want a title shot. Okay, you get a title shot. So, yeah, it looks like we've moved on from the Lashley thing, and we give Dolph Ziggler a title shot. You don't have anybody else on Raw that could have got this? Doesn't make a lot of sense. But next thing you know, Nia Jax came out and had a chair, who put in the middle of the ring, and pretty much talked about how she doesn't get why Charlotte is even getting a title shot, and that she wants a title shot, and blames the referee what happened with that whole double count out thing at Backlash or whatnot, and then the whole fast count on Monday Night Raw. And she said she wasn't going to leave the ring until she get a title shot. But R-Truth came out for whatever reason, rapped his whole theme song, and pretty much one of Nia Jax was the real Akira Tozawa, because ninjas are a master of deception, apparently. And Nia Jax pretty much says, listen, it's me. I'm not in the mood for this, okay? And True pretty much went on to say that, you're not Tozawa. Who are you, basically? Next thing you know, though, Tozawa actually shows up behind the announce desk, and then the ninjas show up, and they end up chasing after Truth. So, yes, the ninjas appeared out of nowhere. That's Bruce Pritchard for you. That's a lot of a lot of this show has to do with Bruce Pritchard tonight. But yes, the ninjas show up and they chase Truth. Nia Jax pretty much says she's still not going to leave. Charlotte came out then. Pretty much talking about how Nia Jax squandered her last 2 title shots and you dropped the ball. But Nia Jax says you get whatever you want because your dad is Ric Flair. And Charlotte pretty much says, you know what? My dad's new title is Charlotte Flair's dad. And he loves it, apparently, as Charlotte says. But Charlotte got in the ring. Nia Jax pretty much said that Charlotte is delusional. If you think your father didn't help you get to your career to where you even are right now, getting where you're at. Charlotte pretty much talked about all the stuff she has won. And, said that her dad is not responsible for it. But Nia Jax pretty much said, you have not beaten me. I haven't just beaten you. I've dominated you before in the past. And that the one woman built that take the crown from you is me, basically. But next thing you know, Charlotte and Nia Jax had a brawl then. Basically, some referees pretty much came to break it up or whatnot. They pretty much brawled until Charlotte, I guess, hurt her shoulder or arm at one point. We'll come back to that because that's going to play until later tonight with this whole match for the women's title. But, they end up going to Charlotte. Pretty much her arm was still hurt one, and she's going to be in this match tonight. Charlotte did say she is ready and she will take the women's title tonight, but we will get back to that. Next thing you know, there's Viking Raiders and the Street Profits showed up. Basically, they played all the challenges they did, including fighting the ninjas and whatnot. And like, listen, man, we're the Viking Raiders, Street Profits or something forever. They put all their hands up in the air, whatnot. Guys doing like a fist bump or something they did, putting they're all fist in the air. Basically, they want to be LIJ for some reason. But listen, man, we friends and everything. But tonight when that bell rings, it's on, okay? So, yes, the titles will finally be on the line tonight, but as they all walked away, Zelina Vega walked in pretty much smiling right after that. I think you all know where this is going to come in. Street Profits end up going against the Viking Raiders, War Machine, or whatnot for the tag titles. Not a bad match. I'm just glad we actually saw a wrestling match this time. We didn't have to see another thing that has to do with golf or basketball or decathlons or fighting ninjas again. We actually finally got a freaking match this time. It was not a bad match, I'll say that. But, the Street Profits end up winning. Pretty much, Montez Ford hit a splash and whatnot. They all shook hands. But then right after, Almas and Garza came in and attacked them from behind. So, yes, it looks like we all know who the next challengers for the tag team is going to be. With the tag team titles, even though they kind of had Almas and Garza had teasing a breakup, which could almost play into that too. So we'll see what happens from this. But at least finally, after all of this weird skits and all the stuff they've done in the past, 4 or 5 weeks now, we actually got a match. It was okay. It was a pretty good match, I'll say that. But I think people were already pissed off enough of the all the physical challenges they did throughout the multiple weeks, and I think the ninjas may have taken the cake with that. But hey, we got a match though. I can say that it was okay. But next, Seth Rollins was in the back as Murphy and Theory came in, come tell him something, but Rollins told him to stop, and he pretty much talked about the roles of choices that Ray had a choice to be he didn't choose to be the sacrifice, but Rollins said that he's accepted his role, but Ray wants to be defiant, and defiance only leads to suffering, okay? And Ray and his son are going to pay tonight. That legends may not die, but they sure as hell can outlive their welcome. But next, they went to Zelina Vega. Caruso interviewed them and pretty much talked about the whole attack on the Profits. Of course, Garza has to talk to, Caruso there because basically, a lot of flirting every week with them. Soon enough, he'll probably hit that. But Vega pretty much went on to say that, listen, we are united front, and now we are coming for the tag team titles. Asuka went against Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. They did have Charlotte's arm kind of shoulder taped up in this match. So I think we all know what it's going to play into. Now, I'm sure people were worried that Charlotte was going to win this title tonight against Asuka. Listen, that was a pretty good match, okay? We've seen Charlotte and Asuka face each other many times in the past, or I should say maybe in the past few weeks too. But we all know how great a matches they could put on. And this is really good too. But surprisingly, I do want to say this. I guess some people could say it was clean, which was a clean finish. Asuka did win after Charlotte did a power bomb on her. Asuka focusing mostly on Charlotte's bad arm. Asuka ended up pretty much died. Well, she took the power bomb, but then immediately put in the Asuka lock. Charlotte tapped out, so Asuka finally beat Charlotte. But in a way, Charlotte does have an out at the same time because of the whole injury from Nia Jax early in the night. Charlotte's arm was hurt, so it's not like it was 100% Charlotte. But I think some fans are just happy that Asuka finally beat Charlotte in general, looking at this as a clean finish. So in a way, Charlotte does still have a bit of an out due to an injury. But, they interviewed Nia Jax right after saying, like, let's have someone, be a real shame if someone kicked the queen while she's down, okay? But next thing you know, they had a promo for the whole Randy Orton with the greatest wrestling match ever thing, and him beating up Christian last week with Ric Flair. But then when we get to Edge, probably the best promo out of the entire night of this show, Edge pretty much sitting somewhere in some corner in the ring, pretty much. It was like in a dark room. And he says, so here we are, Randy, and pretty much talked about, yes, you wanted Backlash and everything, claiming to be the better pro wrestler and whatnot, and that, I'm hurt and has to have tricep surgery because Randy did that. And Edge pretty much talked about, he felt panic, for Orton when, you put him in that whole anti-Venom submission thing he does, but somehow Orton, hit him with a low blow, and Edge pretty much talked about how you watch Raw, and, Orton wants to call himself the greatest wrestler ever or whatnot in the world, and Edge pretty much said that he's disappointed he didn't see that low blow coming because he didn't do it first. And he says that's not going to happen again. And he wanted to thank Orton because you've lit a fire in him now, reminding him who he is because of that match and the injury and that. He couldn't even pick up his own daughters on Father's Day yesterday, and that is a wake-up call now. And he's just been a doormat for too long, and talked about how what Orton did to Christian last week, that he's been his best friend for over 30-something years now, and, Christian who can't even wrestle right now, and, he walked through a lot of places just to get where he is right now. And, yes, Edge talked about how, he was just happy to be back and, just did what he loved to do, but he's talked about how this PG superstar is back, because Edge pretty much said that Orton has woke him up, though. He's woke him up, and he doesn't care how he's going to get his hands on him. He says he's going to embarrass, he's going to emasculate Orton. He's going to make him wish that Cowboy Bob Orton was firing blanks that the night he was even conceived. Like, he's going to wish that you never been born. I thought it was a good line right there. You're going to wish that Cowboy Bob Orton was firing blanks the night you were conceived. That was a great line. Edge pretty much went on to talk about how, Orton wants to hear the voices in his head all the time, but he's going to scream louder, he says, and he's going to tear Orton's life apart brick by brick. You have no idea what you've done. Basically, you have woke up the evil. You have woken up the rated R superstar. No more of the happy, go lucky Edge and everything. No more of that. Finally, the rated R superstar is back, as he said. He told Orton to get some sleep while you can, Randy, because he's coming for him. So, yes, the rated R superstar Edge, it looked like it's coming back. It looks like. It just feels like we just had this regular Edge. It's time to go back to what he was before. Once again, another fantastic promo by Edge. Now, I don't know when Edge is going to be coming back. I didn't even expect to see a promo tonight from him in general, because I think Edge is going to be out a long time due to the whole tricep thing. Maybe he's back sooner. I don't know. Listen, if it's one thing I could say about all these Edge and, Orton matches that have happened and whatnot, you gotta say it's been some really fantastic promos being cut throughout this entire feud, and Edge once again cut another fantastic promo. They went to Orton in, pretty much asking him after what he just saw, and he talked about how a snake does when it feels threatened, that the snake backs back to a corner and it will strike wildly and blindly, and Orton pretty much said that Edge and Christian came back and tried to get the comebacks as at his expense, but that's when the snake strikes back, because they tried to take him out, and Orton said he will have to do what he can to defend his family and his livelihood to survive. It's basically Mother Nature, and that he wishes Edge and Christian full recovery so they can live healthy lives and whatnot, but now he's got something to discuss with Ric Flair that's going to be coming soon. Charlotte, who was in the back then, pretty much had an ice pack, pretty much talked about how she lost to Asuka. She's not happy with it. And then next thing you know, Nia Jax comes in, attacks Charlotte, and attacks her bad arm, slamming it onto some dumpster. So, yes, we're going to get Charlotte versus Nia Jax next. Heel versus heel, I guess? I don't know, but I guess it's a heel versus heel thing going on. I guess they finally got something for Charlotte to do other than win another title again. So, yeah, let's just have her beat up Nia Jax then. At least that's something for right now. R-Truth came out as Tozawa was in the ring with his army of ninjas. The 24/7 title is about to be on the line, but next thing you know, Bobby Lashley and MVP come out, beat the living dog crap out of all these ninjas. These ninjas ain't really worth shit when you think about it, because they're basically just cannon fodder to get there. They're there to stand up and beat up. These are the worst ninjas I've ever seen, man. Like, god damn, I thought y'all niggas supposed to be some martial artist, deadly killer type shit. Where y'all hire these niggas from? Come on now, okay? This is the best y'all got out of some ninjas? Jesus, man, at least go to learn some martial arts or something. Shit, go to a dojo, learn something. They found these guys out of a mall karate school or something. I don't know where they found these guys. They're basically crash test dummies. But after Lashley even came in and beat up Truth, put him on the full Nelson, leaving him there, Tozawa was hiding under the ring. He came back up and he won the 24/7 title after all the ninjas and Truth on the ground. So yes, Tozawa is the 24/7 champion. I have don't know how long this ninja thing will go on for, but yeah, man, Bruce Pritchard. Yeah, let's just go with that. But yeah, these guys need to learn some better form of ninjutsu because it's not working. Okay, maybe genjutsu or something, or taijutsu. But hey, look that up for another day, though. Okay. But next thing you know, they went to the training room. They wanted to get an update on Charlotte. Natalya came in, which I'm sure a lot of people turn the channel from here, talking about Asuka's a great champion, and all, and Charlotte's hurt, but I'm here to be a motivational speaker or something she's talking about, that she has an announcement to make, but you're going to have to wait till I get to the ring to watch my match with Liv Morgan, which why do I need to see this match again? Except this time Lana is with Natalya. Great, that's two things I don't really want to see. Lana's worse, way worse, but at least it's away from Lashley, thank God. Natalya ended up beating Liv Morgan because of distraction by Lana. She pinned Liv Morgan, so there you go. Next though, Big Show. Where my neighbor does that all the time when he sees Big Show and whatnot. But Big Show though talked about his return last week, and everything's been doing his career, that he got to knock out some ninjas. How many people can say you got to beat up some ninjas, huh? But with all the fun and games and whatnot, and doing his little Netflix show and everything, he talked about there's an angry giant that's just waiting to do something, that he's the world's largest athlete, and that he's, a heartless, angry giant, and he's going to be heading to the ring pretty soon. Ric Flair came out, then, pretty much talked about Charlotte getting hurt early in the night, and that Nia Jax is going to be in some big trouble and everything, but right now, he wanted to bring out Randy Orton, who's the greatest performer today. That arguably you could say that, but he said that Orton is, and Flair pretty much talked about he put Edge and Christian down and put him in retirement within 24 hours. Orton came out. Flair pretty much says that he's the most dominant performer in the WWE. So Flair was just giving him this big introduction, just the best performer in history of the WWE. Just not the greatest wrestler ever, but the greatest in the WWE and whatnot. They shook hands. Orton pretty much talked about it's nostalgic and everything, because you basically have evolution in the ring, both Orton and Ric Flair. Orton pretty much talked about, nostalgia can be confused with legacy, as Orton pretty much talked about, Flair being one of the dirtiest players in the game, which Christian pretty much saw out that for last week, getting knocked, low blowed and whatnot, and talked about Orton that say he's got this fire in his gut because, it's that he can call himself the legend killer again, but it isn't nostalgic, it's legacy, as he says. And as Orton went on to talk, the Big Show came out, pissed off, saying enough. And, he said that, I've had respect for both of you guys, but now he doesn't. That Edge and Christian are his friends. He's going to pay for what he did to them. because there was one word that Big Show kept bringing up. I don't know. It was the word parasite. He said that Randy Orton is just a parasite who will, use anybody or feed off anyone just to get to the next level and everything, that he latches himself to anyone and whatnot. But Big Show said that Orton just lacks motivation just to, try to make himself better. And pretty much says that he doesn't care about Edge, Chris, or their families. And that Big Show, once again, using the word parasite several times. Once you get what you want, you leave the host and it dies. And Edge is going to be back. And he's coming for you. But he still wants a piece of him right now. But Orton pretty much said, he said, listen, man, I know you respect me and Flair. You won't hurt him because he is a legend and that we are friends also. And listen, Show, you're a Hall of Famer. And, might I say you're a legend, as he says, and it'd be a shame if you suffered the same fate as your buddies Edge and Christian did. Big Show was ready to fight, but Orton got out the ring then. Pretty much, listen, man, I gave you a chance. We could have worked together, but no more, okay? Then now you've done something. You want to act all big and bad and everything. Let's see how capable you're really going to be, when he's focused and whatnot. So, you better watch out, basically. Him and Ric Flair left. So, yeah, it's going to be Orton versus Big Show. I don't really want to see that match for several reasons, okay? Maybe because I've seen it multiple times before. This was a great promo segment, especially from, Orton and whatnot. And, Big Show, which wasn't that bad on and everything. But, with Flair, but now I guess they got Evolution going around beating up guys again for whatever reason. And I guess Big Show's going to be next on the list, so watch out for that. Next, though, the women's tag titles on the line. Sasha and Bayley versus the Iconics. Oh, wow, a lot of news with Sasha in the news today, I should say. Yeah, I guess I'll say something real quick on this whole story, since it looks like there's more and more of these stories coming out almost in the past 3-4 days, and probably every day at this point. I will say this, because I didn't know nothing until this morning about it. Because, Sammy Guevara was on, what was it? It's so funny, I used to listen to this show like a few years ago, that whole effing show thing, but I stopped listening because it kind of got too damn racist. That's why I stopped watching the show. But I guess Sammy Guevara was on there, 4 years ago. Basically, he said he wanted to rape Sasha Banks. And, yeah, that started a whole shitstorm and whatnot. Basically, is now suspended from AEW, and I guess has to go to some sensitivity training and whatnot. And I believe him and Sasha, which was kind of odd at the same time when I heard it, because I was like, weren't they just talking on Twitter? Yes, they just kind of having fun, making fun of each other on tag teams, and they were all cool. But now all of a sudden this comes out, and they talked and they said Sammy apologized and everything, and they just had a discussion, and I guess they hashed things out, and they talked about it, and I guess that everything's good at this point. I will say this. It's like some people say Sammy shouldn't probably never been on that podcast to begin with. Ed, come on, man. You gotta know that using a rape joke is not gonna work. It's just not funny. If you said, I don't know, you like Sasha Banks, or you want to fuck Sasha Banks, or bang, or say you want to hit that, okay. But rape, yeah, that was already gonna shoot yourself in the foot as it is already. So yeah, is he an idiot for saying that? Yes, he is. Do I think he should be fired from AEW? No, okay? It's not as bad. It's still bad, but it's not like he's got some allegation case against him, anything like a lot of people got going on and whatnot, okay? He just said, very bad joke. They suspended him. What more do you want AEW to do, okay? No, I think he should be fired. No, he just said a very bad joke. Probably just should have used his words really wisely. But it's like my friend Steven brought up to me today. It's kind of crazy that someone went online just to go find this clip from over 4 years ago just to play today. But then again, looks like anybody's trying to dig up any type of dirt on any wrestler right now, especially what's going on right now with all these allegation cases and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing Sammy on TV for a while until I guess they let the heat die down off of this, or whether he has to do some sensitivity training. But yeah, we probably won't see him on TV for a while due to his suspension and whatnot. But it's like my friend, he told me that it's kind of crazy how somebody went to find this clip from over over 4 years ago, though. It's just, it's kind of crazy. Everybody want to say, well, now he's canceled. He's canceled. We all know how that cancel culture bullshit works. But, if apparently now he's canceled. But, like I said, his is not as bad as a lot of people, which I've been seeing on this list and whatnot. Like I said, it's still bad, but it was a bad joke. It's not like the mother actually did some. He actually didn't do it, or like some sexual allegation case against him, abuse. But like I said, they talked it out. I guess everything is hashed out and everything, and they had a conversation about it. And I guess whatever they said, and they may have squashed the whole thing for all I know. But I'm not gonna sit here and want the guy fired now. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. But hey, man, you gotta take these cases. Like I said, my review of SmackDown on Friday. Like I said, a lot going on. Just take how you want to take it. But, when I read some of these things, like Matt Riddle's, some may have it out because I think somebody said this other day. There's three sides to the story: the accused, the accuser, and the truth. So there's three things to this. And yes, you may have to go to court or, I guess, show some type of proof and all this. But it's like somebody told me the other day, man, you got to take all these stories, not all of them, but some of them with a grain of salt. Because somebody even told me that some people could just be using this for you to clout chase and just trying to get some money, which I think there's another group that does that. But hey, take how you want to take in a lot of these things. But I do expect to probably see more, either firings or suspensions or whatnot. But yeah, I just want to say something about that since I've been hearing it all day since almost earlier this morning and whatnot. And hey, hey, that's just take what it is right there. But moving on to the match though for the tag team titles. Match was okay. I like the ending. Sasha pretty much doing that cool transition, dodging both the Iconics and pretty much twisting Peyton Royce around, putting it to the bank statement for the win. So yes, Sasha and Bayley still retain the tag titles. Come on, were they gonna lose the Iconics? Be serious now. But right after, they were in the ring to cut a promo. And, Sasha talked about she's jealous, I guess, when Bayley talks about both her titles because Bayley is Bayley Delt Straps. And Sasha said, I want a title match against Asuka at Extreme Rules. She's challenging her. I guess everybody thought it was going to be Bayley, but it's not going to be against Bayley. It's going to be against Asuka. I guess everybody thought they were going to turn on each other right there. Asuka came out. She basically spoke in Japanese and told Sasha, you are not the boss of me. And she accepted the challenge. Bayley and Sasha attacked her and pretty much, put the bank statement in. Now, there's one thing that doesn't make sense throughout all this stuff. Yes, Sasha did challenge Asuka for the titles, for the Raw Women's titles, but we forget here, people, Sasha is on SmackDown. She's not technically on this show. Yes, she has the tag team titles, and that they're basically can travel to all three shows, because the whole both with the women's tag titles gets to travel to Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, but she's not technically on Raw, so she's facing for a Raw title, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So, I don't see so wait, she's not even on the show. You don't get anybody else on Raw to face Asuka for the title? I guess not. Don't get me wrong, Sasha and Asuka still gonna have a great match out there. They will have a great match. But it doesn't make sense that someone from SmackDown is challenging somebody from Raw for a title here, okay? But next they went to Bobby Lashley and MVP. Lashley said he should be the WWE champion right now. If it wasn't the whole truth thing last week, but MVP talked about Apollo Crews tonight. Now, he wants to face Shelton Benjamin again, but, we got to put Crews on the learn tree, spend some game and everything. And, hey, if he makes the wrong decision, that's on him. But he's going to be in the VIP lounge for this later on tonight. They then went to Liv Morgan. I guess Ruby Riott approached her. Liv Morgan was like, not tonight. Ruby tried to talk to her again, but she says, listen, man, just go away. I don't want to talk to anybody. Listen, I feel worse. I don't need you around to make me feel worse. Interesting, Ruby Riott never said anything because the Riott Squad, two members of the Riott Squad reformed. I don't know. But next, MVP was in there for the VIP lounge, pretty much bringing out Apollo Crews. Talk about, listen, man, you getting a lot of respect from me. Listen, man, you beat me to getting money in the bank and whatnot. And, talked about, You blew out your knee, missing that match, but listen, you've healed and everything. You the U.S. champion right now. You looking good and whatnot and everything. And listen, you can learn a lot from me. I can help you. All right, man. I can spit you some game. I can teach you the smart ways of doing stuff. Cruz pretty much cut him off. Then listen, I don't need your help. I appreciate it, but no, I'm not. I don't want your help and everything. But MVP said, I'm not dropping these gems for you for free, okay? But I need you to be out here listening. I need you to pay attention. Listen, I was the U.S. champion for over 343 days. You've been for 3 weeks. And if you want to keep that title real long, I suggest you listen to me. Because right now, you ain't going to be holding that title. Because that title will find a way to come back to us, okay? And Cruz pretty much talked about MVP and everything. So what, you're going to be in shelter quarantine now? You're going to send out Lashley to get me and everything? As Cruz pretty much, listen, man, I've been dealing with people like you my entire life, okay? And MVP pretty much went on to talk about, listen, man, this is the second time I've tried to offer you a nice way, all right? It ain't going to be no third time, all right? It's not going to happen. So you really need to think about your decision right now if you're going to join me in that. But Shelton Benjamin came out. Cruz pretty much got back for a second. Shelton Benjamin was in the ring, had a stare down with Cruz. MVP hold up for a second. Let me have a minute to speak with him. Next you know, Shelton Benjamin attacked him from behind. MVP threw him into the ring post and says, listen, let me drop another gem for you. This one for free. Okay? Listen, you should have been watching your blind side in a 2-on-1 situation. That's how you become vulnerable. The next one that's going to happen in this gym, now it's going to cost you. Okay? So, MVP still trying to get, Cruz to join. Next, we did go to Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin, which this match, just like last week, wasn't really much. Went like 2 minutes. Crews ended up winning with his, sit down power bomb. MVP was clapping on stage. Then he tried to go up there and, kind of celebrate with Crews. Cruz backed away from MVP, but next Bobby Lashley ran up from behind. He put him in a full Nelson and dropped him to the ground. So, yeah, it looks like Lashley's going to go from the WWE title now to the U.S. title. So, I guess we're moving on to that. Rey Mysterio was ready to come out with his son Dominic, and Dominic said that, you sure you want to do this? Rey said, just trust me. They came out then, pretty much Rey talked about the whole, he was proud of Dominic for avoiding that whole 3-on-1 thing, but listen, you still put yourself at risk, okay? And, listen, I know you're pissed at what Seth did to me and everything, but listen, I know you're bigger and whatnot, but I'm still your dad, okay? Like, you may be bigger than me, but, you still gotta listen to me. I'm still your father, basically, okay? And Rey says, listen, I'm going to get my revenge on Seth, but I need to do that for myself, all right? Dominic pretty much went on to say, I'm not going to go anywhere, and, I'm going to look out because this is a family thing and whatnot. But Seth came out there and pretty much talking about how, his father may get ready to be slaughtered right now, since he was sacrificed, I must sacrifice his son. As Rollins pretty much said that you are both at the same place at the same time. But listen, 2 eyes are better than one. Seth came down then. He walked down the ring and pretty much got on his knees holding his arms out. Austin Theory and Murphy came out then. But next thing you know, right from behind, Aleister Black and Humberto came out, pretty much attacking him then. Pretty much throw him in the ring. Dominic got some shots on him. As also Rey. They ended up taking out both Theory and Murphy as Seth Rollins was surrounded. All 4 guys basically, but Rey hit him with a 619 then right after. And then they all grabbed Rollins. They were going to put his eye into the steps and try to take his eye out. But Theory and Murphy ended up saving him then. But then next they held Rey Mysterio back as Seth was about to put Dominic's eye onto those steps. But Black and Humberto came with the chairs for the save. Not a bad segment. Very enjoyable. I did like the ending to this entire show. Okay? Very, very good ending. I like this. The Seth and Rey feud has been really great. I still think Dominic may turn on Rey and join Seth's crew, it may look like. I'm not really sure, but it could happen. But I did like the ending to this show. Now, this show in general, it is an up and down thing due to, of course, Bruce Pritchard being involved in this. The only things I probably liked from this show tonight out of this whole Championship Monday thing was the ending of this show. I like the ending. I like the Orton promo with Big Show. That was actually pretty good. The Edge promo was fantastic. let's see, what title match did I like tonight when I think about it? Asuka versus Charlotte was really good. And whatnot, which I feel like they still gave Charlotte out right there for a later date. I guess we got one new title change, and that was Tozawa winning the 24/7 title. Don't know how much that says, but hey, he won the title though, okay? What else though? I guess Ziggler being on this show to go against Drew for the title, but I ain't saying much. There were 4 titles on the line, right? Oh yeah, women's tag belts. Yeah, we got Asuka and Sasha having a match at a later date too. Okay, so we got a couple good maybe 2-3 things out of this show, but yes, you still have the ninjas in accordance to Bruce Pritchard and other stuff like maybe Natalia. That's kind of bad on this show, or several other things. So there's people randomly coming out and getting title shots, even though they've been from another show. They can just immediately come from another show and get a title shot right off the bat like that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's Raw for you tonight here, folks. Okay, but other than that though, that is my review of Monday Night Raw, or Championship Monday as they call it. So yes, this is what we got from this tonight. Okay, but other than that, I will be back tomorrow night for a Impact review, which actually during this review I'm doing right now, looks like there is some news in Impact, which I probably am going to go over a little bit more tomorrow night. But apparently that Impact, I guess, has now fired Joey Ryan and Dave Chris. I guess I will talk more about that tomorrow. And Michael Elgin has been suspended due to, I guess, more allegations, which I see Joey Ryan has the most there, old dick boy and everything. I'm not even really surprised by his stuff for some reason. This is coming from a guy that flips people with his dick. What did you expect, I should say? Don't know if all that's true or not, but there's a word I have to say when it comes to allegedly, folks. But hey, I'll speak more about that tomorrow night, though, and now what that changes for Slammiversary, especially being with Elgin and whatnot. But I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe, find me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. We will be back with more other reviews coming in the week. I know I have said many times, I'm still trying to get that New Japan Cup review again. And trust me, I have seen today's show also, which I am very surprised by. One of the finishes of that show, what happened, but I see this tournament's becoming very unpredictable, and I think it will be throughout the week in this first round of the tournament, okay? But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. You know it's me, DHDD, coming here with the news and reviews. No, I am, no, I do. Came and I saw. Now we are done with this review of Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.